Hello guys, it's Mark, big man in the woods, and I'm in a mini, not my regular place.
No, but this is what we do, isn't it? We just make use of what we've got.
And being a scout, it's all about being prepared. So I've done it in my shed. It's a normal place, normally on a campsite, but I have to say, this is the first to be recording a vlog in a car and in a mini, and being 6'3". It's cozy.
Yeah, it's cozy, but at least, you know what, I'm glad I can share this very first experience with you.
So guys, shall I tell you who this guy is? Why I'm sitting in a mini talking to just a chap?
So, I think best thing is I tell you that I am Dwayne Fields, I'm a Scout Ambassador, and Mark here has been kind enough to invite me to be part of his blog. So, fire away, Mark, tell me what it is you want me to answer.
I actually wanted to go for a nice walk.
Yeah?
But when we went, it is a nice day today, it's sunny, but it's so windy, and me and Dwayne were just like, man, where are we going to go? Let's go to the best place, into the studio. So I was going to kind of walk around the park and try and quiz you, because I know you've got a lot of outdoor experience, and I was going to do a bit of tree ID with you or something, but
instead we'll look and point from a distance.
That tree over there.
Yes. Yes.
So Dwayne was saying you're a Scout Ambassador. I was lucky enough to meet Julia a few weeks ago. Yes. And she sends her regards.
I love her. She's amazing.
Oh, is she?
Yes. But I have a girlfriend, so I'm going to tell you that. No, Julia's great. I really, really like her. She's cool.
So I asked her what the meaning of a Scout Ambassador is. What does it mean? And to you, what's a Scout Ambassador?
It's a position of responsibility, and it's almost I think it's about taking everything that you have that's positive about yourself, putting it into a forum or in a way that you can deliver it to somebody else. And I think being a Scout Ambassador helps you do that. It's a platform that you can deliver all the things that you hold dear and feel positive and happy, and you know, generally the things that you want to instill in others. It's a great platform to help you do that.
So if you don't know Dwayne's background, man, we just had a coffee and he was just telling me his background, and it's an awesome story. And I don't want to be rude about the other ambassadors. You know, they are kind of big celebs on the telly. We got Warwick, who's our movie star and has been in amazing movies.
Warwick has done so much. Have you Googled him?
Yeah, I know, but what's it like meeting? Because he is a legend.
Warwick's a regular guy. He's a funny guy.
Yeah.
Like, it's weird because he's the character that you see on TV. He's all of those people all in one. He's a really down to earth kind of guy. Super cool. Loved him to bits.
Did you get not nervous, but was you kind of like starstruck? Because he is
yeah, no, he is. He's a big star. I think you can't help but have a little bit of like apprehension. It's like, ooh, do I go over and shake his hand? And like, yeah, I was a little bit nervous, but that disappears the moment you say hello and he starts talking. It goes. It's like he comes down to your level, or he comes up to whatever it is. It's just he brings you to the same place that he's in, and he's just such a cool guy.
Did you get his autograph?
Did I? No, I didn't get his autograph. No, do you know what it is?
Is that bad? Would that be bad to go to Warwick and go, mate, can I get a selfie with you?
No, I think I've got a selfie. So I did something for the Duke of Edinburgh Awards in Buckingham Palace. I think it was last year, and I went over to him. I was like, Warwick, hi. He's like, Dwayne. I was like, can I get a selfie? And he laughed, and I was like, no, I really want a selfie with you. And we took a selfie in Buckingham Palace, and I think that was the best dressed selfie I've ever been part of.
I'm just thinking, ambassador-wise, he probably is like.
He's a great ambassador. I think he's the perfect ambassador. His story as a kid, you know what I mean, he's obviously got his the challenges he faced, especially in regards to size and how he fits into the world and all, but he's overcome all of that. He was part of scouting and he found a lot of confidence in scouting, and I think that's the important thing. It's what you've got out of it, what you came to it with, and what you've gotten out of it.
So as a Scout Ambassador, do you have to have a scouting background? I don't know how you
No, I don't think you do have to have a scouting background. I don't know if all the ambassadors actually were part of Scouts or Girls Guides or Brownies or something to that effect. But I think it's about how positive you are as a person and having a passion for the outdoors, and obviously a passion for helping others. So I think that's what's most important about being a Scout ambassador.
So we're here in North London.
Yeah.
I haven't been up here, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
I'm more of a West London boy, so I was a bit nervous coming up here.
Yeah.
So take yourself from here to the North Pole.
Oh, God.
That must be like, there's no one around in the North Pole, is it?
Nah. I'll tell you one thing though. I went there with two people, my teammates, and there was a point where I was like, oh God, these guys keep talking and they have jokes that they can share amongst each other, and they knew each other as a team before I came into it, so they've got a long history. And then there's me, and I thought, I don't feel like I'm part of this until there was one day we were walking along, I think it was day 6 or 7, walking on absolutely flat ground, and it was white, the sky was white, the ground was white, there was no difference. I was at the front, and I deliberately walked at the front because I wanted space, and the only way to get space is to not be able to see the other people around. So I'd walk at the front, head down, and just plow on. And I remember I stopped and I looked up and I was like, oh wow, there's actually nothing out here. And I did a full circle, and that's when I saw these two guys, and I thought, well, actually these are the only two people in my world at this time, and that brought us that little bit closer together. And after that I liked them.
And you learned about that in jokes.
Yeah.
And they've now accepted you now.
They've accepted me now. They were always cool. I think it was my own inner anxieties, which is the problem.
And how do you conquer the voice in your head then?
I think the voice in your head is probably, it can be your greatest strength or one of your biggest weaknesses. And I think if you can challenge yourself and change your mindset to be positive, then the voice in your head will say positive things. If you, like I was through much of my teens, I doubted myself, I second guessed every decision I made, I was anxious, I was nervous, and that voice just perpetuated that. So the moment I decided I can't take this anymore, I need to make a change, that's when the voice started saying, actually you can do that.
When you're at the pole,
and
you're trekking there, it's not like you can just say, actually, nah, I've had enough. I'm
turning back. You can't. And I think for me the voice was always, the moment I decided to go to the North Pole, that's when all my inner being, my inner self started to come out. So I became more daring, I became more courageous, I became stronger, and I decided I was going to go to the North Pole. And the inner voice would say things like, when you arrive, there's going to be a musical band and confetti, and there'll be people, fireworks. Just, it was building me up to believe that there was something great at the end. And every time I doubted myself, I reverted back to the thoughts of everyone saying, you can't, you shouldn't, you won't. And that in itself gave me strength as well.
So what is at the North Pole? When you
What's
get
at the North Pole? Well, there's a bit of ice.
So there is no band?
There is a bit of ice that looks the exact same as the bit of ice 420 odd miles back that way. And that's it. There's a dot on a map where you say, right, I've arrived, I'm here. There it is, GPS tells me I'm at the magnetic North Pole now, great. Now I need to get out.
And how long did you spend at the North Pole?
So the pole itself. So we walked for about 22 days to get to the North Pole.
Oh man.
And then we spent all but 2 hours there. We took some photos, we made some hot food, and then we carried on.
Can you get phone reception there?
No. You can get satellite, so you get a satellite signal and you use a sat phone.
Who did you phone?
We phoned base camp to say we'd arrived, and told them where we was going to be when we'd arrive at the pickup point. And that's who we phoned.
Cup of tea there, hot chocolate.
It was soup. I remember it was soup.
What flavour soup?
God, I can't remember what flavour soup. It wasn't that good. It wasn't nice. So I mean, do you know? Interestingly, one thing that did happen to me at the pole was I've always been known as the guy that always finds a pet, and I found a pet muskox in the Arctic. And it was stuck on a ledge, and I climbed up on this 20-30 foot ledge to go and rescue this muskox, baby muskox. And I got it to the top of the ledge, and it just ran back down. We both fell back down. And then for the next 3 days, I had a pet muskox that thought I was its mum.
Oh.
Yep. My teammates were like, it's going to bring every polar bear in the region down on us because it will not shut up. I was like, nope, it's mine, I'm keeping it.
Oh, you cuddled it, put it in your bag?
I did. It came so close to it. I really fell in love with him.
I can see you're getting emotional now.
But how can you not? It's a muskox. And I know anyone watching this, you're going to go away, you're going to Google muskox. And when you see a baby one, believe me, they are cute on the screen. In real life, they're so cute. Oh, you just want to hug it.
You're going to go and find one now. Let's go.
I don't think I'm allowed to. Like,
not one in the park over there?
No, there's loads of pigeons and crows. If you can catch a pigeon, actually, I'll give you a prize.
What price?
Depends on the pigeon that you catch.
What size pigeon?
If it's a good sized pigeon, I'll give you a good prize.
Like the North Pole to me, I've got all these images and
Yes.
stuff. Is it what's in my head, do you think?
What's in your head?
I kind of got just barren of ice, nothing, kind of white and a blue sky and a horizon, that's it.
So let me tell you what it looks like. The pole is the most beautiful place. The Arctic in general is one of the most beautiful places you can imagine. Let's start with the snow on the ground. The snow underfoot.
Is it like the London snow?
No, the London snow. So London snow is amazing at 5 a.m. the following morning that it fell.
Yeah.
And that's it. After that, it's downhill. The Arctic, the snow, it feels different underfoot. It looks different. The textures are different. And as soon as the sun hits it, it glistens like, I don't know, a handful of diamonds. The sky is so diverse with all the different colors, the purples, the oranges, the blues, the greens, the yellows. You can stop sometimes and just stare at the sky, and it's the most beautiful thing that you've ever seen. There's times when you're walking along and you see a polar bear in the distance, and watching one of these animals, there's something magical and powerful about it. You're almost at one and at the mercy of nature.
Yeah.
And once you've gone through that and come out the other side, it's like, oh, actually, I survived that.
Yeah.
And it's empowering. And when you walk along and you see a baby seal, hidden against a pile of snow, it's like, that's nature. That's life. Every now and then, as you're walking across the frozen ocean, you might see a seal bob up and put its head back down. It's like, wow, look at that. You'd go to sleep, you'd wake up, and there's, Arctic hare tracks. You'd see, Arctic terns. It's barren, but it's so alive at the same time.
Man, I don't know, you can't...
It's
a weird thing to do in the head, isn't it?
It's beautiful. You can't... There's no way to describe it other than saying it is a beautiful environment.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
And you're going to go back?
I will be going back, yes.
But you're going south?
I'm going to the South Pole this time around. So at the end of the year, I'll be going to Antarctica, crossing Antarctica with my teammate Phoebe Smith on an expedition called... can't say it yet, actually. I can't say the name of the expedition yet.
Nearly an exclusive.
But it'll be under #We2, as in WETWO.
Okay. And just the two of you going?
It's just the two of us going, and it'll be a 60-day expedition across Antarctica.
Wow.
And
do you do any kind of research while you're there or anything like that?
Yeah, so
we'll be trekking.
Yeah, no, we'll be messing around. I say messing around. We'll be doing some serious research in regards to getting samples and trying to see how far plastic has spread and to what extent it's infiltrated into the Antarctic environment. I know recently they found some plastics down there. We'll be doing other scientific experiments as well. Yeah. And actually, we're looking for schools and different organizations, youth organizations in particular, to get involved. And if they have a question and they feel we can answer it, we'll be running, I guess you call it, video conferences from Antarctica.
Oh man.
So if you have a question live there and then, we'll be able to answer your questions. And you can see us in the environment.
It's not going to be green screen. You're going to actually be there.
We're going to be actually sat there on the ice, freezing cold, in our tents from time to time. And if the question is, what does the snow outside look like? What is it windy outside? What temperature is it? I can go away, get a thermometer and say, there you go, that's the temperature. Man. Live and in the flesh.
And North Pole's what? Minus 40, 42?
North Pole on average, I think, is about minus 30-ish. It varies. I think it can go down to as cold as minus 40. Bear in mind, though, the temperature in the mercury isn't the same as what it feels like to you or me, because you have to add wind chill factor and the moisture as well in the air. All these things can make it feel a lot colder. So, for example, at minus 30 with a 20 km/h wind, it would feel like minus 38. Oh, man. Minus 39, thereabouts.
So if you're a scout,
yes,
and you're watching this vlog now, and they're sitting like going, actually, I want to be like Dwayne. I want to go to the North Pole.
Yes.
I want to go to the South Pole.
Yes.
What's their first step? Because they're going to say to their mum, I want to go to the North Pole, and
Yes.
the mum's going to go,
Yeah, that doesn't make sense. Let's get you sectioned. I would say the very first step should be do loads of small expeditions, get used to living in a tent for extended periods of time, and go to cold places. Find out what it feels like to be cold. Find out what it feels like to be at -7 degrees, -8, -10, -15 degrees if you can for an extended period of time, and then decide that you want to go and do something like the North Pole. That's what I'd say.
where do you train? We're looking around here.
Right,
We're at the park there, there's some houses there.
The amazing thing is you can do loads of training in regards to your fitness and your strength.
Yeah.
You can go to the park, you can pull tires, you can put on a weighted
Oh, this
vest.
is the guy who's just eating a nice apple tart.
Yeah. I need it for the fat.
Oh, I'll be alright then.
Yeah, I'm putting on fat. So you can do loads of stuff. Go to the gym, you can do long walks, put a backpack on, put some weight on the backpack, go for a walk. Great way to strengthen your legs, work on the core. Now, in regards to cold, I think there's no substitute for experiencing the cold. The last thing you want to do is go and do something in an environment that you've never experienced.
Yeah.
For me, when I first came to the UK, the cold here, where it was like -3, -4, was a massive shock. I came from the Caribbean. When I left London to go to Norway on one of my first training expeditions, it was -20 in Norway. That was a huge, I've never experienced -20 before. Went to Canada, again it was -20, -25, and it was, all the training was building me up to be in that environment for an extended period of time.
Oh man. From Jamaica,
Mm-hmm.
which is what's the kind of average?
Average, I think it's about 28, a comfortable 28, 29 degrees.
The hottest time you've,
Hottest time of year in Jamaica is probably about 32, 33 degrees.
and you all the
Went
way
all
to
the way
minus-
around to -32, 33 degrees.
Oh man.
Yeah.
So as a scout, what would be your kind of top tips then about kind of, because we were talking earlier on about, you know, when you decide I'm going to go to the North Pole,
Yes.
the things that happen to you, you know, the shooting that happened to you
Yes,
when you got
yes.
shot, the things that you've seen, and you decided, right, I'm going to go to the North Pole. If a scout is now watching this thinking, actually, yeah, I want to go to the North Pole.
Yes.
What would their first step be then? Because
Okay.
when I was talking to you, when you were saying I went to the North Pole, I'm like, how? Google,
Where's the
go
connection,
to the
yeah.
North Pole. How do you go from there to?
So just as a point of reference, I was really lucky with the incident that we were talking about, the gun. It misfired twice, so I didn't actually get shot. So I'm so grateful it misfired. I think if you want to go, if you're a scout and you're sat there right now thinking, "Ooh, I really want to go to the North Pole," I would say connect with other scouts. Connect with other people. There's loads of organizations that run expeditions in and around the Arctic, and it's probably best and easiest to jump on board with one of those, get the experience that way, and then plan your own expedition.
Cost-wise, what are we talking about?
Oh, it depends. So I think if you're looking at, 3 weeks, a month in the Arctic, you're looking at roughly about £4,000 to £5,000 a week. If you're doing a guided or supported expedition there, I think it can probably drop down to about £2,000 a week. So total, maybe a month expedition in the Arctic, you could probably be looking at £15,000.
Wow.
Yeah, it is a huge amount of money. There are ways to make it slightly cheaper. So if you've got friends or connections or people with connections in the Arctic, and again, it depends on where you go. Svalbard is an amazing space. It looks exactly like anywhere else in the Arctic. It's a lot closer. That could save you a whole host of money. Norway, up in the Arctic Circle, it can save you tons of money.
But is it true that you're embarrassed to tell people when you're cold? I was watching saying, I'm trying to remember where I saw, and you said that you don't really like to tell people that you're cold.
No, do you know what it is? So if I complain that I'm hot, people say, "Oh, but you're from Jamaica, you can't be hot." Or, "Didn't you go to the desert? You can't be hot." And if I say I'm cold, "Well, you've done the North Pole, you can't be cold." So it's like I avoid, explaining or telling people that I'm hot or cold, or I'm just like, "Oh, it is what it is."
Right,
I just
hang on.
accept it.
It is. What is the temperature now then? What would you say?
13, 14 degrees.
Oh man! Did you see my phone? It's exactly 13 degrees. 13 degrees.
Yeah?
Oh,
Is it?
he doesn't believe me.
No, it is. It is. It's 14 degrees. So that says 14.
That's good.
Because I'm like a walking barometer or whatever it is. But the thermometer, I can tell you just a good indication of the temperature all the time. But you know what it is as well? I think when you've been somewhere where it's extremely cold, you've now got a benchmark.
Yeah.
So you know, actually, it's not as bad as that. So even if I was cold, it's not something that I would complain about.
Yeah.
Because it's not as bad as it could be.
And what do you eat at the North Pole then? Because
So
my life's about food.
Yeah, I love food. I love food. I think I eat as much, if not more, than everyone else that I know. What do you eat at the North Pole? So I eat dehydrated food. So it's like all the food with the moisture taken out, and then you just melt some snow or pour the food
Not
into.
yellow snow.
No, you avoid yellow snow at all costs.
Okay.
It probably tastes.
Did you
funny.
make yellow snow?
Did I make? Of course, I made yellow snow. Well, I did. I did it all over the place to make life harder for the next person. Yeah, so loads of dehydrated foods. In actual fact, one of the best meals I've ever had was in the Arctic, and it was cheese on toast, and I found a sachet of ketchup, and I put the ketchup on the cheese on toast. It was so good because I was so used to eating these bland dehydrated foods for so long. When I ate that, it was like, it was an explosion of flavour.
A gourmet meal.
Oh, good. Yeah,
What
5
did you,
star.
What did you miss then? What kind of food?
What did I miss? Oh, good. So one of the foods that I ate just before I left was a lamb biryani and a chicken korma.
Nice.
And I remember in the last day or two of my trek, I was hallucinating. Or lamb korma, chicken biryani. That was it. I was hallucinating. I could almost taste it, and I was seeing it. And the more me and my teammates spoke about food, it was like it was becoming more and more real, and I could almost smell it, man. I missed it. So when I got back to civilization,
That was your first meal.
that was my first meal. Yeah, yeah.
Tea or coffee, man?
Now I'm a tea man.
Oh.
If I can avoid it, I
Oh.
don't actually. You know, if I can avoid it, I don't drink many hot drinks.
You just had a hot chocolate.
Yeah, I did. It was warm.
That's true. That is true.
And it was you didn't say tea, coffee, or hot chocolate. Yeah.
Now he's getting cocky now.
Yeah, no. Attention to detail. No, I if I can avoid it, I won't really drink many hot drinks. I'll drink warm water, or I will with like some lemon in it or something. I think tea just doesn't do it for me. And also remember, as a child, we didn't drink tea as such. We drank coffee, or we made our own hot chocolate from the chocolate, the plants, the pods, or we had bush tea. So we'd, I don't know, it'd be some fever grass that we'd pick from out the back of the house, or some sorosy, which is like a vine, and we'd boil that, and that's what we drank.
And now you just go to the supermarket and get
hot chocolate. Yeah.
Man, skills for life. What is your one skills for life? Come on.
I think my one skills for life is it's really hard to say, and I tell you why. Every skill that I have acquired or learned or been experienced in my life has been the most important one to me at some point or another. Confidence, empathy, whether it's I don't know, one of the survival skills, they've all been really important to me. So I'd say whatever skill you're working on or trying to improve is the one that's probably most important to you and to me at that time as well. I'm always trying to learn more, be more, do more, and just better myself. And I think I can't pick out one single skill that I think is more important than the others.
Yeah.
I think they all have their place, and I think they're all as important as. Is that a good answer? Because that's the honest answer.
It's good to be honest.
Yes.
It's got to be honest.
Yes. But there you go. Honesty.
Honesty.
Yeah. Honesty. Most important.
Man, so if you go anywhere in the world, let's go for a holiday. And it can't be the North or South.
No.
Is it going to be hot or cold?
Do you know what? I would love to go to a place that gets both hot and cold. So one of the places on my bucket list is the Gobi Desert. It gets really, really hot in the daytime and really cold at nighttime. And it's one of the most diverse deserts on the planet. It's got an amazing array of environments within it. You've got mountains, you've got desert plains, you've got you name it, you have it. Rivers, even I think there's even a lake in there, and it's a desert that's really alive. It's moving, it's shifting, the sands drift, and I'd really love to see that firsthand. And it, like I said, it gets baking hot during the day, freezing cold during the night. So it's got so many challenges within it. It's like, do you pack enough for the heat, or do you do you pack enough for the cold, or lose something? I love the challenge of something like that.
Would you not just get a caravan and just kind of, I don't know, go to Skegness?
Yeah.
Butlins.
But that's not really, that's
That's
like
a holiday.
Yeah, but that's moving your house. You're basically moving a house, aren't you? And I think when you go
So
away,
you're not a caravaner.
I like comforts, but I think when you're away, you should be immersing yourself in an environment. And I think if you're in a caravan, it's like, oh well, I've just pulled up, I'm in a caravan, and I'll just go to sleep in my bed. Sleeping on the ground is an amazing. It's a great way of connecting with an environment.
Yeah, man.
I spent a couple of weeks ago. I went to a place aptly known as the middle of nowhere here in the UK. It's up in Scotland. It's it's the furthest point from any road in the UK. Day one, I thought I was clever, so I brought a blow up roll mat. Day one, it punctured, and it was -7, -8 outside, and sleeping on the floor of a tent on a completely flat roll mat. It's not good, and I was really connected to nature those nights. That's me, mate.
Oh man, this is funny. This stories.
Yeah, you seem to laugh more at my suffering.
Yes.
You should be like, oh, sorry, mate.
Sorry.
Yes.
I'm very sorry for your suffering.
Thank you.
Do your kids?
Yeah.
Do they think you're cool?
Yes, they love the stories, and they love the fact that we go out and we get dirty and we just get muddy, and then we come back home and then we talk about these mini adventures that we go on. And then when I go on a bigger adventure and they say, oh, where were you? And I say, look, I was in the middle of nowhere, for example. It was freezing cold and it was snowing and it was so hard, and we walked and then we stopped and then we did. They love the dynamic stories that I tell, and then you draw them into the story as well. You say, what would you have done if it was this cold? And they're like, well, I would have done this. And I said, that's a great idea. I think next time we'll try that. And if we go out there, it's a great way to engage with them and bring them into a story. And it just, I think that's some of our best times.
And if they said, Dad, I just want to work in an office,
I'd say that's perfect, as long as you're doing it because you want to do it, not because you feel you need to, or you're forced to do it, or you're limited by any external factors.
Good answer. Good answer. So, favorite animal in the world? Because you must have seen lots of things, isn't it? You must have seen many different animals.
As a child, I had a pet pig.
Back to pets, isn't it?
Yeah, I had a pet pig. So I love that pig, like, with all my heart.
And then they slaughtered it and ate it.
No, it's worse because it died. It was the runt of a litter that was given to us, and it died, and I just remember being so distraught.
I'm not gonna laugh.
No.
I want to.
I enjoy the pleasures of having a pet pig. It was a great pet to have. Every turn that I took, this pig would follow me, and I miss having that pet pig. I think. Oh, good. I had a squirrel that I found. I don't know. That's an unfair question. There's so many.
A squirrel in Jamaica or in London?
No, here in London. So when
I came here,
squirrel. Yes, I rescued a squirrel from its nest, from its mum and its nest when I was younger.
So you took the squirrel?
I rescued it.
You took the squirrel?
Let's use the words like rescue.
You took the squirrel.
And save.
You took the squirrel.
It was rescued because it was outside in the wilderness, and I was quite young and I didn't understand that it was happy in the wilderness, and I rescued it and it became my pet. Again, love this squirrel.
What was it called?
I didn't actually name it. I didn't name the squirrel. I didn't. But there's a picture of me somewhere holding this squirrel, and he's just sat there in my hands, just like it, like, oh well, I'm home. And so I don't know. That's an unfair question. What's my favorite animal?
Mine's monkey.
Is it?
I had a massive argument on Facebook just a few weeks ago.
Why? A monkey's a good favorite animal.
There's a company called Paw Print Badges, and they do challenges for scouts.
Yes.
You download a package and then you can apply for the badge.
Yeah.
And they're doing a zoo package at the moment. So if you take your Beavers Club Scouts over to the zoo, do the activities, they can get a badge for it.
Okay, cool.
And on it had a giraffe, a snake, a penguin.
Yeah.
Can't remember the other ones.
Octopus. That's one of my favourite animals.
Oh.
Yes.
But I complained it didn't have a monkey.
Ah,
and a
fair
monkey's
enough.
my number one.
Yeah.
And they said, no.
So what's their excuse? We need to write a strongly worded letter about
they
this.
said that they're going to do another badge for
Yeah.
it, a stage 2 badge.
Did they have a meerkat on there?
No.
That's a disgrace. Frankly, I feel like there's something that needs to be done.
Pulping badges, you got Dwayne Fields, Scout Ambassador. He's
Did
not
I
happy
just
either.
get myself in trouble?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah,
You want an
meerkat.
octopus?
We need a meerkat and an octopus. Yeah.
Ah. Right, pulping badges, have you heard that?
Yes. You're gonna run out of and octopi are amazing animals. They're so clever.
And you've eaten one.
Look, just because I ate it doesn't mean it's not, that's more the reason why.
Have
it's
you
my
had one
favourite.
as a pet?
No, I haven't. Yeah, I haven't
That
had
would
one as
be
a pet.
cool.
Yeah, it would. Yeah. No, they're really clever animals, and also they just genetically they're weird.
Yeah.
So that's why they're one of my favourites.
Nice.
Yeah. And they can, they change colour, change texture, change shape to a degree as well. There's so much to them. They're definitely one of my favourites. And one of the most deadly animals in the world is it a blue-ringed octopus?
I don't know. But I
Tiny
know
little
a man
thing.
we could ask.
Oh, yes. You're going to say bear?
No.
No.
Backshaw.
Oh, yeah, of course, Steve knows everything. I'm so rubbish at this. Yeah, Steve Backshaw knows everything about all these animals. So I'm gonna harass him and ask him.
Ask him.
Yeah. And
You've
then give him,
got. When are you going to South Pole?
I'm going in November.
Oh, so we've got plenty of time.
Plenty of time.
So you've got. I want to upload this vlog in
Yes.
1 week.
Yeah. So find out in 1 week.
Can you get Steve
Yes.
either a text? We
Yes.
need a screenshot.
Yes.
Do you WhatsApp him? Are you that close to him?
Yes, I will send him a message. I'll get a message to Steve, and I'll say, Steve, is the blue-ringed octopus one of the most deadly animals in the world?
Yeah, but we
Yes.
want a screenshot, and you need to
Yeah.
kind of somehow
Make sure he
prove
puts
it's from Steve.
It's from Steve. All right.
But it can't be a mate called Steve.
No, it's not going to be a mate. It's going to be
It'll be
Steve
even
Backshaw,
better.
Deadly 60. I'll get him saying, hi, Dwayne. The blue-ringed octopus is one of the most deadly
Would you
animals.
do that?
I will try and do that. I will send him a message and get him to message me back.
Oh man, that would be awesome.
Yeah, I will do it.
But you can't have your mate.
I'm not
pretend.
gonna have like my mate Jason pretend to be Steve Backshaw. I think we'd all find out. Yeah. Steve,
Right.
like, Dwayne didn't message me.
Right, Dwayne.
Listen,
What's we need a time frame on this video, right?
give me till Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
Right, it's Saturday. It's.
That's a cool watch, by the way.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
You got to be home in 4 minutes.
Yeah.
We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
Dwayne, hi, it's Steve Backshaw here. I've just heard that your favourite animal is the blue-ringed octopus, so let me tell you a few facts about it. First of all, they're quite small, not much bigger than a golf ball, and most of the time they're kind of orangey or brown. They only bring on their bright flash colours, which are neon blue and black, when they're cross. They have a tiny little beak. It's the only hard part of their body, kind of looks like a miniature parrot's beak, and they use that to inject their venom, which is called tetrodotoxin. It is said to be completely painless, and the only fatality that I've ever heard of is of a girl who was going through rock pools, found one and posed for a photo with it in the cleavage of her bikini and never even felt the bite, which is a pretty strong candidate for a Darwin Award. All the very best from me, Stevie B!
Who's cooler, Bear or Steve?
They're both amazing.
Have you ever called Bear Edward?
Yes.
Have you?
Yes.
Are we allowed to?
No,
know?
we were just talking, and I was like, does anyone call you Edward? And he's like, nah, not really. My family does, and that's it.
Does his
Some of
kid-
my family
does
does.
his
He
kids
says.
call him? What do
I think they call him Dad.
Oh really? That was the most stupid. Sorry. Can I edit that bit out?
No, that he cannot. Just so you know, he's just asked me, does Bear Grylls' kids call him Bear? Do not let him edit that part out. Yes.
Man, I need to end this now because I've just made a fool of myself.
Nah, you're alright, man.
No.
I'm pretty sure someone somewhere's asked the worst question. No, they haven't. They haven't.
Is that his dumbest question?
That's probably the worst one
Do
I've
you-
heard. Dude,
Next time I see Bear, I'm gonna ask him, Bear, does your kids call you Bear or do they
please.
call you Dad?
And you're gonna be thinking, please say they call me Bear. Please say it's Bear, so at least I can get some credibility back with Dwayne. Yeah, nah, they call it. I think they call him Dad.
Man, that was a stupid question.
It's fine.
All right, last question.
Yes.
Because you're gonna get in trouble.
Yes.
You've got an hour on a bench or your favorite place in the world.
Yes.
It can be with one person, dead or
Who's-
alive.
Yes.
Who?
Matthew Henson. So Matthew Henson was the first person to go to the North Pole.
Yeah.
It happened in 1909. He went on an expedition with a man called Robert Peary. Until the 1970s, he wasn't given the credit for being the first person to go there, even though it was documented by Robert Peary himself and Matthew Henson that he was the first person to go there. He happened to be black. It's not because he's black why I'm saying that. I'm saying it because he would have had to undergo so much scrutiny. He would had to have overcome so many challenges, and I would say, look, where did you find your strength? Where did you find the energy to carry on? It was a time where there was still levels of segregation in America. Ethnic minorities, the African Americans in particular, couldn't even sit on the front of the bus. How did you work your way up to the point where you are now part of this expedition? And not just part of it, you're a valued member of it. You built the sleds, you spoke the Inuit language. Where did you get the strength and the grunt to keep going? How did you do it? What did you do to overcome it? There's so many questions I'd love to ask him. You're an expert navigator. What gave you I don't even know. I would just want to ask him so many questions. He probably wouldn't have a chance to answer any of them.
I wonder if he had a pet squirrel.
I know he had I know he found a muskox in the pole, interestingly, which is a strange parallel.
Because you found one as well?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, look, that's my wife.
Oh.
Right, last question.
Yes?
Last question. Have you got Bear's number?
No, I don't have Bear's number.
You don't?
No.
Well, let's end the conversation. Guys, I think this has been an awesome interview. I think it turned out better in your girlfriend's Mini.
Yeah.
It's steaming up now. This
looks
a bit strange.
It's a bit like Titanic, that scene when the handprint goes on the...
No, we're not recreating that. I think it's better than walking around the park.
Don't see why not, but okay, fine. If Kate Winslet can do it, I don't see why I can't, but alright.
Wow. Am I
you look like a Leonardo. Do I not look like
No, Leonardo as in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, not a DiCaprio.
I thought you meant like DiCaprio.
This is awkward. This is awkward.
Egg on my face.
Right,
No.
Dwayne, it's been a pleasure,
again,
man.
Mark, absolutely.
Look, this is the wife. Look, she's calling me again.
Yeah.
You heard it on this vlog. He's got 3 days to get Backshot to reply. And just to recap, Dwayne's going to South Pole
November.
and if you want to be a part of it and you've got a question,
yes.
How can people get in touch with you?
You can just DwayneFields.com, or you can go to Team We2, as in Team We2 TWO.com. And you send me a message, drop me a line, and I try and respond to everyone in a timely manner.
Oh, and don't ask him if he's ever
Facebook, Twitter, Facebook and Twitter. So it's Dwayne Fields on Twitter and on Insta and on Facebook. Get in touch.
Once again, Dwayne, it's been amazing,
mate.
Cool. And can
you.
you give me a lift back to the underground?
If I have to.
Is that all right?
Yeah, yeah.
Can I do one thing, right? One thing. I'm gonna be 10 seconds.
Yep.
I want to film something to prove to you that we were in this in the. So just to prove to you, I am in this Mini. All right. Look. There he is. There he is. Look. This is our Phil. This is him. See, just to prove. And this was the park where we chose to go
into the Mini. Yeah.